Oh,
Francis,
yes.
Look at that red.
That red
1678 and 1671, our world champ bros.
Yep, they're back together again on the field here in the final match at Chessie Champs. We'll see if they can add some points, pad their positions, maybe jump a spot or two in the rankings. Over on the blue side, 3309, the boat with the most.
The tote boat.
The tote boat, that huge claw with the huge center of structure. Working really cool. I love the way it looks. I love the way it works. Can't wait to see it work, especially with this 1868 and 2073 over on the blue side. All right, we're getting ready for our last match. Let's throw it over to Pat and Tom for introductions.
All right, thank you, GameSense. As you pointed out, we have some pretty good teams in this last match. We've got the number 4 seed, the number 6 seed, and the number 7 seed. They're jockeying for position, trying to stay alliance captains, maybe move up in the rankings a little bit. But with Recycle Rush and Qualification Average, they're pretty fixed at this point. You have to have a pretty different score in order to change your ranking at this point. So let's see what happens. Introducing first, champion of the world, Team 1678.
It's the Citrus Circuits.
They are joined by fellow world champions 1671.
Buchanan Bird Brains.
And rounding out this alliance, a team that's no stranger to Einstein, Team 968.
It's Rock.
Down in the blue side, Team 2073.
It's Eagle Force.
In the middle, Team 1868.
The Space Cookies.
And rounding up this alliance, there's currently seated number 7. They're going to be an alliance captain, Team 3309.
From Anaheim, it's the Friarbots.
All right, we're going to play this match, and then we're going to have our alliance selection at 11:30. So you will have about 15 to 20 minutes to review your scouting data, make your final selections, write down your list. But we need one representative from each team to be down on the field at 11:25 so that we can start alliance selection at 11:30 sharp. Drivers behind the line. 3, 2, 1, go.
All right, here we go. Match number 57. This is the last qualification match we will play here today at Chessie Champs. We've got battling autonomous modes between 1678 and 3309, both very reliable and effective. They both get the bonus, and we're going to start this match 20 to 20. You're going to see a lot of that in the playoff rounds that are coming up. These teams that can score those autonomous totes will be very valuable for alliances.
I can see the sands on the horizon at times. You are not around, slowly drifting away. Wave after wave, wave after wave, slowly drifting.
All right, 1671 has a stack of 6 ready to go. Let's see if they can score that. 3309, the Friarbots put down a stack of 5. Right now, we've got a pretty close match, 62 to 50. Red on top.
My face above the water. My feet can't touch the ground, and it feels like
1671 trying to grab another can. They're spinning around. Once that ramp is out, they can stack those totes very fast. Team to watch, 1671. 1678 drops over that stack of 3. But it doesn't really matter because that didn't count for any points anyway. World champion team 1678. Stack of 5 ready to go. Their partner 1671 also part of the World Championship winning alliance. That was in April in St. Louis, Missouri. Both of these teams partnered up and won the biggest prize there is to win in all of the FIRST robotics competition. In fact, there were 3 teams from California on that alliance. including Team 5012 at Chessy Champs. 20 seconds left in this match. 1678 has a stack of 5. Can they make it 6? They do. 1671 has a capped stack of 6 that they're going to try to score with 5 seconds remaining. 1868 can't quite get the stack.
Easy to love me, still I reach.
And that's the end of the match. We'll be right back.
Looking for the right words to say. I'm slowly drifting away. Wave after wave, wave after wave. I'm slowly drifting. And it feels like I'm drowning, pulling against the stream, pulling against the.
I got it. We have the score from that last match going up on the big board. 222 for red, 96 for blue. Let's see what Game Sense has to say about that. Game Sense.
Thanks, Tom. I got something to say. And what I got to say is 1678's looking good. Some of you may not know they've got a new driver at this event, and he's certainly figuring his role out.
Yeah, absolutely. But I got 1671 also doing a stellar job, as well as Rock putting in their assistance with that match. Tons of points on the red side. Great job. But blue, I got to say, also really good. 3309, doing a very solid job, putting up 3 stacks. One of them almost had a can, not quite at the end though, looks like. But I got to say, one thing to keep in mind going into eliminations is their I call their Sim City, their placement of their buildings, of their stacks,
yes.
screwed them up in the end. You know, the robot's very, very long, as we mentioned before, and putting that stack right in front of the human player loader on the end of the platform jammed him up a little bit, gave him a little bit of less maneuverability, and maybe with 1 or 2 extra seconds, they could have possibly scored that last stack and added more to their score.
So I think the real question is, with the score of 222 on the Red Alliance, how does that shake up our top 10? Because I know 973 and 1678 were neck and neck.
All right, well, in that case, we're going to show off
They managed
after
to
our
do
last
it.
match, the top 10. Here it is.
Well,
That number 1 seed, as we've been saying, 254 with a score of 196, followed behind them by 3476 Code Orange. And
Circuits moved up, third.
Circuits did move up. Actually, it looks like this number says they're tied with 971
Wow.
as an average. I'm not sure if that's actually true or not. We're going to get some confirmation, because if that's the case, that would be hella weird. I've never seen. Yeah, there are tiebreakers, and we're getting
Co-op?
Oh God,
We're
we're getting
hearing from Mike
word
right
from our
now.
man on the street, Mike Corsetto, that the co-op is the first tiebreaker, and they apparently have scored 40 points in co-op. So that puts them at the number 3 over 971. Oops! Wow, that's crazy.
973, even with those 3 6 stacks, managed to drop a little bit, even though their average is up at 162. They're in the 6th place,
Yep.
followed shortly by 1983, who
Yeah,
managed to move up into 7th.
Yep, that big match with 254 in match 56 vaulted them from 10th to 7th. Good on them for moving up. And rounding out the top 8 is
The Tote Boat.
The Tote Boat, 3309. Great job in this last match. This probably brought them down a little bit, but 399 looking from the outside, very close.
As well as 2085. Those two may not have done enough to make it into the top 8, but you can be sure that they're going to be on a strong alliance.
Yeah, I can't not see interpicking occurring in the top 10.
So Francis, let's talk about the real questions that matter at this point. Who's playing with who?
Who's playing with who? Well,
Playing with who?
oof, that's a good question.
First up, what are the Poofs looking for?
Well, I think the Poofs are probably looking for somebody that can play out of the human player zone. You know, they can run the landfill and they can run their ramp very effectively, scoring a lot of totes. So having somebody that plays on the other side of the field and doesn't touch the landfill is probably beneficial to them. So that leads me to think that the best robot they could pick is Code Orange.
I have to disagree, Francis.
You have to
I'm
disagree?
going to say 254 likes to put out a lot of stacks.
Yep.
And what that's going to mean is with another strong partner, they might want to put up more than 6 cans. Code Orange has a tethered ramp. 254 might want a partner that can work the landfill and has a can grabber.
Yeah, I could see that being a thing. It's hard to say what exactly their strategy is going to be because I think that an alliance of 2 top teams could score more than 6 stacks. But the big question comes down to, can anybody steal the cans before you can grab them normally? You know, 254 does have the ability to grab cans off the step. And scoring more than 7 cans, I think, is a stretch for most alliances because that would be a 4 and a 3. So 254, you know, and their partner scoring 7 stacks with cans, that would be a lot. And I think that getting more than 7 is kind of not
Will we
super
see
beneficial.
8, Francis? Will we see it today?
No, I don't
No?
think we will. I don't think so. I would love to see it though. It would be pretty cool. You know, 1678, they definitely want somebody to play out of the landfill, whether they get picked by 254 or if they're in a picking position, picking somebody like 971. You know, they definitely like to keep their corner to themselves, and they want to keep the landfill is a huge resource they don't want to leave untapped. So, you know, I could see them picking 971.
I could
Depends how
also
things shake
easily
out, though.
see 1678 going along with their favorite if they're still left, their 1671 buddy, because they've had a lot of matches to work together. And even though they both work the landfill, they know how to play that SimCity game that you're talking about earlier.
That is true. I think that the raw power of that alliance would not necessarily be enough to overtake a #1 seed. So you got to look at it that way, especially considering that 1671's role at the championship was basically as a bonus point. You know, they would be able to keep in their corner and score 2 stacks basically for free without costing anything. So it'll be interesting to see how that plays out. So I think there are a lot of variables going on, and especially since this is an off-season event, not everybody's doing deep analysis scouting. So we'll see who picks who going into the top 8.
Well, with that, I'd like to say thank you guys, and we're going to be going to Alliance selection shortly. We're going to step away from the desk, and we will be back to you a little after our break, coming back from lunch at 1 o'clock to give you analysis on the eliminations.
Yeah, quarterfinals coming up, baby. Get
You
ready.
ready, Tom?